Parks are the only places where people interact, because there is no other public space in these cities where people come out of their homes and where to go. These are the only places for social activities, and of course aesthetic sense and the physical significance of that area. It does add well-being to the residents. Particularly if I refer here the children and the elders. Where would children walk to the park? And for the elders also, these green spaces are the only spaces that they can walk to, if that is within the walkable limit of the residential areas. They are also instrumental in preserving the regional ecosystems. And also, it helped create energy efficient areas, which we are looking for as global warming. We are looking for solutions of cleaner air, right? And of course, it helped capturing and filtering the rain runoff, rather than flooding the cities with this, with a little heavy rainfall. Why don't we create such places which help increase the groundwater table and it filters your rain runoff and saves cities of that flooding. An important aspect of the infrastructure, right? And there are various studies which have actually shown measurable health benefits for the community. We in geography, we often talk of the ecosystem services. As a citizens, we pay for various kind of services that your local bodies or various state governments are providing to us. We pay road tax, we pay for water, we pay for various other kind of taxes we pay. The only thing that we don't pay for all the free services, which are the only essential services required by people, right? And we do not pay for them, therefore probably we do not care for them, right? So all kind of provision services, whether it is biomass, fresh air, soil, air, this is all services, all taken care by these green spaces, the parks. Regulating services, it regulates microclimate. It also regulating the gas cycles, whether it is oxygen or carbon dioxide. Both the gas cycles is being regulated. Habitat provision, air purification, noise control, water infiltration. These are the kind of services which these small green spaces are doing absolutely free of cost. We are not paying anything for that. Cultural services. These are places for recreation for the residents. Psycho-physical and social health benefits. See, these days when everything is happening online, people are working from home, children are studying, whether the school children or the adults in the college, everything is happening online. And now our medical experts are saying that it is creating a lot of health, particularly the mental health issues among people of the last 2 years, that work from home, school from home, college from home, everything from home that is happening. So it is these parks where children were using, the other people were using, right? So these all are services, whether it is for education, research, training. For all these services, it is these small green patches that are providing you. And we term them as ecosystem services, for which is absolutely free. We have not been paying any kind of taxes for this. For rest everything, we've been paying. Now, here in this particular study, I'm sure I'm going to talk about that how these parks serve as a pocket of cool islands. In one of the previous slides, I talked about the concept of heat island, that how island is created. So now, what is being talked about is how, if there are heat islands, let us intervene there and break that heat island thing, right? And also the vegetation, quality of vegetation in these parks, how it is leading to the land surface temperatures of different land uses. To identify, I will show you that how these parks really impact the microclimate for the, particularly here, there are a lot of aspects of microclimate. I will be referring here for the temperature. This is a small case study of one of the districts of Delhi. Uh, this gray, these green patches, okay, these are parks. And here we had surveyed around 550. We've taken um, planned residential areas and your unplanned residential areas within the city. So I'm talking about the metropolitan city and see the capital city, what is the situation. This is one of the district, northeast districts, and it is the highest density in Delhi. We have surveyed around 552 parks for that small area and used the Landsat data for that. We created the land use land cover map to just assess that uh, how it has what are the different land use land cover that is there. We have also tried to use NDVI, that the normalized different vegetation index, for calculating the quality of vegetation, the health of vegetation in these parks. Because we are talking, these parks are very important. They are doing various kind of services that they are providing. So NDVI index, normalized difference vegetation index, has been used to calculate to see the health of the vegetation. Land surface temperature has also been calculated using the algorithms provided for Landsat 8 data. This is the algorithm that has been used. Okay, so now I will show you the results. If we see northeast district, and here it is the river Yamuna flowing. Okay, this part, the uh, western part of this district, is the bounded by river Yamuna. Complete this orange shade that you're seeing is all your built up area, whether it is residential, mostly it is residential, right? This green patch that you are seeing, this is the the flood zones of river Yamuna, where during the non-monsoon areas, that area is used for vegetation cultivation and all. So this is what you're saying. You can see this kind of a complete straight line, because this is a road and beyond this is a complete area, the natural area, where the open area, and here that you're saying is the sand that has been used during the off non-monsoon time. So this is all densely built up areas. And you would see here that here very small, almost negligible green spaces, but in certain areas well spread green space, and in this area also you will see a very well spread green space. This is here you can note, because this is a planned urban areas. This is also a planned urban area, and the rest all you see around is an unplanned urban. And when we try to calculate the normalized difference vegetation index for the health of vegetation, right? This area, if you see, this is a planned area, this is also a planned residential area, and these are the some of the Google images of that area that has been taken off. You see the planned residential areas, and in between the parks, the green patches are neatly, you can see. If you see this area is absolutely unplanned. So you can see how dense concrete area. In between there is a small pocket which you can see is doing uh, planned built up area where the where the interlacing of the green patches is part of planning. So this situation, you see the vegetation absolutely not seen. It is just concrete all around. Here you can see some patches of vegetation. So the people living in these areas and the people living in these areas are definitely facing different kind of situations, not only for health and well-being, right? For other various physical aspects, in the sense when I'm talking of economic aspect, yes, in terms of the land value, there's a lot of difference. If you want to buy a house in these areas or if you want to buy a house in these areas, there's a lot of difference. And although of things which are not covered in this paper, but what I'm saying, even the consumption of electricity, for example, in the city like Delhi, with very extreme summers, the consumption of air conditioning, the electricity consumption for air conditioning is very high. So the in areas where which creates a temperature difference of 2 to 3 degrees, right? It directly impacts the consumption of electricity as well. So when we look into this, so it's a multiple aspects. Here I'm referring only with the reference to the temperature, but it has much more connotations to it. See, for this same area, we calculated the land surface temperature. Right? See, if you see this, yellow is 33 degrees, and orange and red, the temperature is around 32 to 36 degrees. And the yellow, green, orange is 29 to 31 degrees. This is all densely built up area. In between, wherever there is some green, the temperatures are little lesser. Where is green? Some green. You can see we had seen in this the planned residential areas, Same impact you can see here. The planned residential area temperature is little less. The planned residential area temperature is little less. Here you're seeing the larger patches of red. Because this is also an industrial area, and here also is an industrial area. This is Chilwell industrial area or something. So here you see the buildings are larger in size as compared to residential areas. What happens when the size of the building is larger, right? The roof surface is larger, so the insulation, the absorption of heat is also higher, right? So these large roof surface areas. So when the heat trapped is more, so temperature showing is also higher. See, if you see this particular yellow green thing, this is the same residential areas, the buildings, and in between green. If you see this orange, densely concrete, densely concrete built up areas. Densely concrete built up areas. So you can see to it that yes, it is impacting the temperature. Now, whatever in this complete catchment area of River Yamuna that you are seeing, these are all agricultural farms, right? Wherever you see this red patch, this is the area where the sand excavation is happening. So, complete dry area. So, it is showing you the higher temperatures. But I'm just referring, comparing the built up areas in this particular. So you can see here this complete orange and turning towards 32 to 36 degrees of temperature. Here, concrete built up and it is moving to the large size of the built up areas. So the heat trapped is also very high here. Same is in this particular area. See, vicinity, it's a walking distance, and within this, a person few hundred meters away, just few hundred meters, this distance.